Alright guys, so as you know tonight was Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was in Long Island, New York. Ugh. Sorry. It could have been worse. It could have been in Jersey. Okay, cheap shot from the Bostonian. Okay, anyways, let's move on. As you guys know, this Sunday I believe is the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view special. You know? Because to me I call it special because it's only been like 2 weeks of build up to it. So, anywho, we kick it off with the promo, and usually I know when I do my Raw reviews, I make fun of Raw for cutting with the promo because it's the same shistic every week. But since I've been watching the network more and more lately, when I'm obviously have time off working, uh, a lot of the promos, a lot of the shows on Raw, particularly in the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era, guess what they started off with? Not a match, not a backstage brawl, but with the promo. So, yeah, I'd be a condescending bitch if I would complain about it. Anyways, so they kick off Raw with Rollins, of course, the long lost X-Men himself, the World Heavyweight Champion, and with Triple H. And here's the thing too. There's a rumor that possibly WWE could be doing a Rollins versus Triple H feud. It could make sense. I mean, obviously, they'd be cutting a promo. Triple H would be like, I invented the pedigree, and now you're using it. You're not my son. You know what I mean? But, anyway, that would be an interesting feud slash match. It'd be a pretty good match, actually. But, anywho, even with Triple H, as old as he is. Anywho, so out comes Dean Ambrose. And, Dean Ambrose is freaking crazy, alright? Joker's long lost son, greasy hair, Mr. Renee Young, Titty Master himself, Dean motherfucking Ambrose, is hilarious, his character. I mean, but I just don't understand this whole Bieber thing. Like, Bieber's been retired for what, a year and a half? Like, so isn't Justin Bieber doing Calvin Klein commercials? Like, he's retired from singing. Like, he's not really that relevant once you think about it anymore. But anyways, again, speaking of relevant, I'll get to that later. So, tonight we get the announcement that coming up next we're going to have, because Stephanie, the Queen of Queens, it's good to see Stephanie. MILF of the century. Anyways, Kane and, Seth Rollins, versus Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. And by the way, has anyone noticed that neither Roman Reigns or Randy Orton are going to be on this pay-per-view special? They were just main eventing a pay-per-view several weeks ago, and yet they're not going to be on the card. Or at least they're not scheduled to be. Yeah, Roman Reigns is the future. Totally, dude. Anyways, so during the match, tag team match, an okay tag match, Ambrose pins Rollins, and so that's just a hint. Ambrose pins Rollins, lol. Yeah, Ambrose is totally winning the pay-per-view, guys. But not a bad match. Call me weird, but the last year or so I've noticed that Kane's been kind of flabby. I'm not going to say that I should be, on a bodybuilder or any stretch of the imagination, but he looked like he, has a little pound on him, but until recently, now it looks like he's looked jacked as hell, It's like, wow. Kane's going in shape. Good for him. Alright, so moving on. So then we have, oh good lord, R-Truth versus Rusev. Random squash match. Rusev wins. And obviously both these guys are going to be in the Elimination Chamber IC title match, which should be good. I look more forward to the tag title one, but the IC, I mean, think about it. You have a mid-card. The only comparison you can have to this is when ECW had their stupid-ass pay-per-view December. Oh my god, that extreme ECW elimination channel. Oh my fucking word. That sucked. Anyways, so after the match, Rusev calls for Lana. And Lana comes out. And did anyone else find this funny? Lana's like, you asked me to come and I came. Enter perverted joke here. Okay, so Rusev said that he did not quit at Payback. Lana says that that was wrong, that he did quit, yada yada yada. And then Dolph Ziggler comes on the stage. They have their little kiss, and I believe it was Dolph that said it on SmackDown. Yeah, I actually paid attention. That's how bored I was on Friday. I actually paid attention to SmackDown. That's I think it was actually Thursday on SmackDown. Anywho, that Dolph says something like, "Oh, he knows that Lana is only with him just to get back at Rusev. She doesn't really have any feelings for him. That she's just with them to get back at Rusev because Rusev doesn't know how to treat a lady, and Dolph would, and blah blah blah." And Dolph said he'd be fine with it, whatever. Because remember, he's a show off, and he steals your girlfriend. AKA WWE hasn't said use that gimmick since like 2010 for Dolph. But anyways, so yeah, obviously building up a little bit, and to me, none of these guys are probably going to win the IC title. They shouldn't win it because it's going to be like, you already have Lana in here, and to me, this is just me being biased, but to me, Lana is more important than the IC title. As sad as that sounds, that's just my opinion. So, next you had the big guy, Ryback versus King Barrett. Hey, remember when they said that Wade Barrett, or say bad news, King Barrett winning the King of the Ring was going to spark his career? Yeah, just like whenever he won the IC title, it sparked his career. Barrett loses to the big guy, right back. Obviously, again, another build-up for the Elimination Chamber IC title match. So, at least they're some building it. So then you had Stardust versus Break Orbit, Neville. And then, okay, short match. Neville wins. Get announced that Neville versus Bo Dallas will be on the pay-per-view. And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this like Bo Dallas's first pay-per-view singles match? Just being called up. I think it is. Believe. Okay. By the way, where the hell was Bray Wyatt? Just saying. Anyways, so then we have, speaking of, this is what I'm talking about irrelevancy to me. The Entourage. Oh my god. The guys of the cast Entourage. Now, for me, I watched some episodes of Entourage. Obviously back was on air several years ago. It wasn't for me. Like, a couple of episodes were okay, but it's just one of those shows that was just like, you know what I mean? Obviously now they come out with their movie that comes out on Friday, so they're promoting it, blah blah blah. And you had your hose, aka the giraffe, Summer Rae, the lovely Crumpet, excuse me. No, that's a Crumpet's page. You had the lovely Layla, Emma, and let's see. So anyways, then you had Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus. Again. God. I know this is building up for the freaking pay-per-view Elimination Chamber IC, but seriously, this is like the 5th time we've seen this in like 2 months. Anyways, Ziggler versus Sheamus, not a bad match. Sheamus gets a victory, fella. To me, Sheamus should be IC champion. You've been building him up for his return for God knows how long, so. By the way. Good. By the way, it was kind of funny because, oh god, Rusev comes in and attacks Ziggler, and Rusev's like, "Go kiss Ziggler now," and obviously she couldn't kiss him because Ziggler was freaking unconscious. So, yeah, Rusev's being that jealous ex-boyfriend. Yay. Anyways, so Cena has his United States Championship Open Challenge. Remember, they're in Long Island. So who comes out? Long Island IZ, Zack Ryder. Woo woo woo. I haven't been relevant since 2012. No, not even 2012. I think it was 2011. So anywho, out comes Zack Ryder, and obviously gets a big pop being from Long Island. Of course, it being the least likely chance of guy that could probably beat John Cena for the U.S. title. But then again, Zack Ryder's a former U.S. champion. So, anyways, not a very long match. Cena wins. And out comes Kevin Owens, and he comes out and he lays out John Cena with a few power bombs. And again, 2 straight weeks of Kevin Owens looking strong over John Cena. Just saying, if Kevin Owens is winning, you know it ain't gonna be cleanly, brother. So, anywho, next you had Paige the Crumpet versus Tamina Snuka. Yes, Tamina Snuka. Yeah, because Tamina's so goddamn talented. Yeah. Anyways, Paige versus Tamina match. I don't know why people like, oh, Tamina. Like, they had their pay-per-view match last year. It wasn't good. They had a match in NXT a few years back. It wasn't good. This match wasn't good either. It's nothing against these women. Obviously, Paige is talented. Tamina, she does that super kick, and that's it. Everything else is just a mess. So Tamina wins. Blah. Bella's on commentary. That's right. Big titty Wonder Woman Divas champion Bella, along with her twin sister Brie, hippie, jobber, Bella. As much as I love Brie, that's just up to that point. So then they announce, obviously, the tag teams are going to be in it, and thank God they put the primetime players in there. But I'm starting to think, okay, why in the world is Los Matadores in there and not the Wyatt family? And when I mean the Wyatt family, I mean Rowan and Harper. Why aren't they in the Elimination Chamber for the tag titles instead of Los Matadores, which completely no one gives a rat's ass about? At least the Ascension, yeah, no one cares about the Ascension, but at least the Ascension is like, you get to laugh at them, right? You know what I mean? But Los Matadores, they haven't been funny ever. So anyway, you had a handicap match, The New Day versus Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, Los Matadores, the Ascension, Primetime Players, and Lucha Dragons. Jesus Christ. New Day win by disqualification after New Day came back. Yeah, just whatever. They just won by disqualification. That's all you need to know, really. So then we go on to, oh my god. Because Dean Ambrose got arrested from the... Because Dean Ambrose got arrested in the start of the show. No, I forgot to say that. He got arrested at the start of the show. So, you have to start off, you have to end the night with the Authority promo, basically. It's Authority out there, they're kind of celebrating. Rollins says that Ambrose is a criminal, yada, yada, yada. So out comes Dean Ambrose. And he comes back in a cop car. Just as a cop. And he basically, oh god, lays out house and basically raises hell. So, and oh yeah, by the way, Roman Reigns came out and got his ass kicked. Thank you, God. But anywho, so basically that was Monday Night Raw. Ambrose is looking strong, which only means one thing. He ain't winning at the pay-per-view, that's what I'm telling you guys. But hey, we've seen Rollins and Ambrose have matches, obviously, before, one-on-one, on pay-per-view and on Raw. They've been good, solid matches, so... if this is truly going to main event the show, which it should, but if it's really going to main event the show, hey, it should be a great main event, So, these guys had great chemistry with each other. They worked well with each other in the Shield, and they obviously worked well against each other when, obviously, the Shield being gone. So, again, it's still weird. No Orton on the show, and, Reigns is not going to be on the pay. It's just weird to me. It's like, okay, here's the two guys. They're supposed to be, big guys, Reigns, obviously, for the future. Orton, talented veteran who... I get it. I mean, I get it because, Orton's lost the last two pay-per-view matches, so I guess they just want to give him rest until Money in the Bank, because I'm sure he'll be, like, in the Money in the Bank ladder match, so... I swear to God, if Roman Reigns wins the motherfucking Money in the Bank ladder match... But to be fair, it could be worse. I mean, Baron Corbin can get called up, and he could win Money in the Bank. Like I said on my NXT review, at least Roman Reigns has somewhat of a moveset that's close to a handful. Baron Corbin just has one freaking moveset. Anyways, at the end of the days. Anyways, that's it for me, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this Raw review. Comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Follow me on Twitter. Link in the description box. That's it for me. I'm freaking tired. Thank God for 2 straight days of off day at work. Peace. Have a good